All right, there is both an art and a science to understanding others and being able to connect with them. Luckily, we have Jody Holland to talk to us about how to better read people and raise your emotional intelligence. You hear this phrase emotional intelligence a lot, especially when you're talking about raising an emotionally intelligent child.
Exactly.
But we as adults can also use these sorts of behaviors, right?
Absolutely. When you think about it just from the kid perspective, like you're talking about, we have so much technology in our world today that a lot of times kids are not getting that face-to-face interaction that maybe previous generations did. The first and most important thing in being emotionally intelligent is understanding how to read what's going on with another person. I believe that our ability for experiencing external awareness, or to see a person and know kind of who they are, what they're like, is going to be one of the big trainings coming up over the next 10 years. I think the second thing, though, is that as we are interacting with them, we have to be able to read their nonverbal cues. And a lot of times, we know what an emoji means in a text, but we don't always know exactly what a person's face means if they twitch this way or that way or go like that. We just kind of keep going and brush right over the top of that. That's the part that I think starts to get us, is if we first understand who a person is, being able to kind of read what's called their paralanguage, so all of the things that they're not saying, including their facial structure, the way they dress, the way they carry themselves, all of that plays into who a person represents themselves as. Then we go into, as they're interacting, how are they moving? How are they changing as we say things? Are we really aware of what's going on with them? And then finally, are we projecting the right image as we share our messages? So the vast majority of emotional intelligence is really just communication. It's the ability to understand another person and to project yourself effectively, and 93% of communication is nonverbal.
So are there a lot of things, or are there a few simple things that you can kind of pick up on? Or are we constantly sort of emoting all sorts of things all the time?
We are constantly putting things out there, but there's some very basic things. One of the things that I talk about in my book, Faces of Reality, is if you look at the temperament of a person, that gives you a generalization about how you interact with them. So chapter 8 in the book says that when you look at a person's chin and forehead, that tells you if they're a D, I, S, or C on the DISC profile. Understanding just that basic component about them says, okay, square chin, round forehead, that's a dominant person. I need to be big picture, get to the point, and move as quickly as I can. And so it'll take you through some of that. But the other thing to watch is just watch if a person changes their facial expression when you're talking. So you say something and they go, they have a question. Really basic, but so often overlooked.
You often say that I do that.
You do. You have great facial expressions.
So sometimes they do me wrong, though, I'll be honest, right?
Yeah, so don't play poker if you have
right.
a lot of facial
Isn't that
expressions.
the truth? Isn't that the truth? Well, you've got a special event coming up too, right?
Right. July 23rd, I have a conference coming up. It's going to be from 9 to noon at the Amarillo Club, and it is on how to read faces and how to read anybody in any setting. It's only $79. You can go to jodyholland.com/events, and that'll tell you about the information on there. Love to have people there. I think we've got about 15 people signed up so far and plan to sell out. We've only got about 35 spots available.
But this is really productive if you're in business, if you're in any sort of nonprofit world.
If you're in leadership, if you're raising money, if you're trying to sell, if you understand how to read people effectively, it gives you such an advantage.
Really interesting. Also, you always have tips you can deliver,
right? Yes, you can text Jody to 66866. It'll ask for your email address, and then we'll sign you up for quick leadership tips every Monday.
One of my favorite things is watching people watch each other's face get read by you. Like, it's really interesting. So
yeah, it's so
people
much fun.
love it. People love it. It's really cool. Jody, thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Coming up on the show, when you are entertaining this 4th of July.